Speaking of Browns, fan, and speaking of the Browns, you want to go over this, what Charles Robinson said?
So I saw the quotes on social media. I heard the afternoon show react to this a little bit, but maybe our audience has not caught a whiff of some of the rumors surrounding Myles Garrett.
Well, so there were some people going, man, it's a waste. I go, I know, guys, I know. Like, it's so prohibitive, the cost, the dead cap hit, whatever you want to say. There are a few players that it might work with, but it's so unlikely. But it's like once Albert Breer's not an idiot. He's in the know. He blew on the embers. When the fire starts up, I got to look at the elephant in the room. I got to address the fire that's going on in the living room, right? I mean, if something obvious is going on, you talk about it. And Charles Robinson, it kind of went to bed after what Adam Schefter said. And I think it's probably still in bed, obviously, because you're going to hear this from Charles Robinson. But you can't help but wonder. So go right on ahead. Here's Charles Robinson, Yahoo Sports, NFL insider, very well connected. 102.5 The Game in Nashville. Hit it.
Rumor going around, and I have not heard it out of the Eagles, but I've heard it from a couple of other high-ranking people and other teams that are clearly on the phones, that, Howie Roseman and the Eagles are super hot after Myles Garrett, and how he'd give up like 3 first-round picks for him, which, if it's coming from the Eagles, those are 3 late firsts. So it's like even arguable when you get through the draft process, how many first round grades do you really have? Maybe you have between 14 and 18 in a typical year. And that means that if you're drafting in the late 20s, early 30s, you're not even getting a player that's really considered on your board unless you're lucky. But yeah, so that's kind of like this rumor that's out there that, hey, like Howie would really love a shot at him. But again, I was told by the Browns, they're not interested in moving him.
3 firsts?
3 firsts.
Now, he's right. Like, again, you have to think about where those firsts are coming.
With Myles on a team, 32, 31, 32.
Say you get the quarterback this year. Say, guys, we just got to get used to the conversation. We'll see Shedeur. We'll see whether or not he's got something. I hope he does. It'd be great. It would be great. Let me before we do this, let's just go ahead and say, I don't think much of Dylan Gabriel as a starting quarterback. I would like to see Shedeur at some point. We've talked about that. I would love for Shedeur to change the conversation later in the year. However, we got to go with what we know. What we know is that he's behind Dylan Gabriel. They don't trust him yet. He's a 5th-round pick, so I'm to assume that the NFL does not think much of him as a franchise quarterback. So we'll have to talk about quarterbacks. When we talk about quarterbacks, immediately I get responses. And guys, I look at the inside out and I go, you know what? It's a great thing to be worried about because you're right. You need an offensive line. And then I think, okay, if you get your guy coming up in this draft and you have that 2nd first-round pick or you have 3 first-round picks, if you can get them 26, 27, 28, or even if you go, no, I'll stagger them, 27, 28, 29.
So it's like every year the Browns are going to have 2 first-round picks.
You got to execute them. I don't know the odds of you hitting on all 6 for crying out loud here, but say you execute them and all of a sudden you can get your offensive line. You can get your wide receivers. So you got to think about it.
We get John Dorsey back in this deal somehow.
However,
can we have him at least make one of the first round selections every year?
Well, you have to know this though. Like you have to consider if it's actually a three first round pick thing, you absolutely have to go back and go, I got to talk amongst the group and we got to call you back because the contract's the contract. So I don't know if they can send anything back. Like they'd probably be willing to send you back A.J. Brown. And maybe you'd still get 3 first-round picks. A.J. Brown's not going to be not a very happy camper in Philadelphia. They just won a Super Bowl. I can't imagine him being very thrilled to be here.
He'd be happy here for like a half of a nationally televised game.
I can't imagine he'd be very thrilled. Well, we don't have any nationally televised games later this year.
No flex? We can't flex it?
No.
Maybe a team we're playing needs a game desperately to make the playoffs.
No. So you're not going to have any of those. He's going to if you traded for A.J. Brown, would he even play?
Would he show up?
Would he do like Antonio Brown is a wild comparison, but I'm not playing for you. It's not happening.
No, I think disgruntled wide receivers always in their mind are like, I could do this anywhere but here. This is the worst place in the world. Who, the team that won the Super Bowl?
Yeah, they talk. They talk. Oh, you meant You meant Cleveland.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So he's thinking I could do this in Cleveland. I just can't do this in the team that won the Super Bowl?
Yeah. I think these guys get that crazy.
Look, hey, one of them's known for the tush push. The other one dropped a quarterback back 58 times in a game.
It's true.
If you're a wide receiver, which one do you want to play for?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, is he having a lot of fun in that offense?
If you're A.J. Brown, you got to think, they can't cover us both. I know they have Jerry Jeudy basically taken to the witness protection program. They can't cover us both.
Yeah.
So if I got Jerry on the other side, unless Dylan Gabriel just decides to not take his arms with him to a game, like you got to be able to find somebody, for the love of God. Even if you run a low crosser or something like that. Like you got to be able to find somebody there. Okay, so let's think about it like this, Tone. Let's think about it like this. Because now the bull's running. So I go back to them. I go back to the thought partners, and I say, thought partners, 3 first-round picks. What if I can get them to stagger them where we have 2 first-round picks? Because I don't want too many picks in one round. I know that a lot of people, you want instant gratification. I get that. I don't want too many first-round picks in one draft, I should say. I want to stagger them out. I want more so I can stagger out the contracts, because if you do this, you're going to have a tough time fielding a team. Like, you got rookies on the field. There's veterans. Like, I'd like to sign Alex Wright to a contract. I think he's played very well this year. I don't know, one, if I'm trading away Myles Garrett, okay, how good is Alex Wright to my football team? They're guys who are products. No offense to Alex. He's a good player, but he may very well be a bit of a product of Miles.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's tough. It is tough to break down individually all the other guys that play alongside Miles.
Saying that guys on the there's always like a Leonard Marshall for LT. Okay? So you got to have that in your mind. Neil Smith, great pass rusher.
Oh, there you go.
Owen,
it's a good
what's
pull.
Neil Smith? Neil Smith was great with the Broncos. Was he even better with the Chiefs with Derek Thomas? I'm asking you a question.
Yes.
Okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
So do you sign him to a contract, or it's like, it's wasted money. I could get another 3rd or 4th round pick out of this guy. I don't know if I'm getting a 3rd or 4th, but I can get another pick out of him. Do I do something like that? Because I don't know who you can pay. Who do you pay? So now I got dead cap with Deshaun. I got dead cap with Miles, but I got all these picks.
Might have someone to Joku, depending on what happens there.
And you know this, and guys, don't get mad. We got it. If they have to consider it, so we have to consider it. You're right about that. Do I know making this trade, like, there's no way I survive this? There's no way. There's no way I survive this. It would be better for the future, but you're talking 27, 28, 29. By 29, you're supposed to be in a new stadium. I'm still getting 2 first-round draft picks. Now, by that time, you should be out underneath this, but you're in for some rough waters. Even, I know it doesn't get much rougher than 3 and 14 and what we're going through right now, but I
guess the only question of all of this is there a way that Jimmy Haslam has told Andrew Berry what has been reported to Adam Schefter and the other reporters, Mary Kay, which is we are not trading Miles. It's non-negotiable. It's a non-starter.
It's no until it's yes.
But is there a chance that Jimmy Haslam is saying we can't? We took down all the signage of a player that we made the big swing for, that he's even admitting over and over and over again he was a big part of, and that it's the reason why this team is where they are. It's not because of bad personnel decisions outside of that. It's not because of bad coaching. It's just because of that. So we need somebody to sell. Plus, these rookies that have come in, they've been fun and exciting. But Miles is the guy. We were trying to sell Deshaun Watson there for a couple of years. Now it's all about Myles Garrett. So from an ownership perspective, we already are seeing the empty seats. We know the hostile takeovers are happening in the last third of the year, the last half of the year, really. So we can't allow that to happen. Is there any chance Jimmy Haslam has said there will be no Miles trade?
Let me just ask you guys this. 216-474-0092, because we did this with one player about a trade. We've already done this before. And it was like, well, you're out. It's like, make it happen. Now, that was for a current active player. Would you do this for the draft picks and go, it's just more responsible? Because when you were in 2015 and 16 and 17, there was nobody worth 3 first-round picks. It's difficult. Would you consider it? Nick Wilson had audio of it. We'll play that when we come back. You got to consider it. If it's true, they should be meeting in a room. I can't say I'd want to squeeze the trigger because you are in for terrible, terrible football. But damn, You got a decision to make.